All right. We have a breaking story. We do have a breaking story. So I'm going to have to get the other feed up so I can see what you guys are saying. Let me get into it. Hope everyone's blessed. Are you blessed? Am I blessed? Yeah, I'm blessed. Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Hopefully you're blessed. All right, one sec, people. Let me just get access to my YouTube studio. We can talk about it on a real level. Okay. So, right. Hopefully the volume is nice and everything's nice. You can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me. So, Janibek Alam Kanalai fails PED test. Title: Unification versus Eris Landy Lara in doubt. IBF and WBO World Middleweight Champion Janibek Alam Kanalai has delivered an adverse analytical finding for a performance-enhancing drug following a VADA test. Sources: Ring Magazine. As such, the unified belt holder scheduled free belt unification versus Eris Landy Lara this Saturday on the Isaac Cruz Lamont Roach undercard is in serious jeopardy at the start of the week. PBC just can't catch a break, I'm telling you. They can't catch a break. Alam Kanalai, 17-0, 12 inside the distance. The Ring Magazine's #1 rated boxer at 160. And most recently defended his titles in Astana, Kazakhstan, with a fifth round stoppage over 14-0 contender Anuel Nagamaseng on April the 5th. Lara, the WBA belt holder, 31 wins, 3 losses, 3 draws, 19 inside the distance. Dropped out of the ring's divisional rankings through inactivity and was preparing to end a 15-month layoff after beating Danny Garcia into submission 9 rounds into their September 2024 title fight. As the oldest male champion in boxing, he could yet defend his WBA crown against a different opponent. Well, Janibek rules himself out of a Terence Crawford fight, which he was pitching for. And I'm not that shocked, really. There was always something a little suspect behind the initial hype. The hype has died off, but there used to be a lot of hype for Janibek, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that shocked. I'm just not that shocked. So he's on Cruz and Lamont Roach. That fight goes ahead, but I don't think Eris Landy Lara will be defending his belt. Who they going to get in at this late stage? Who they going to get in, really? So Janibek, he's 32 years of age right now. Where does he go from here? Um, I don't know where he goes from here. He doesn't really have any career defining victories on his record, not as such. I think one of the best wins he has on his record is Denzel Bentley. And there was another really good fight on this card, and that's Stephen Fulton, Oshaki Foster. I think the card will go ahead. Frank Martin and Rancis Barthélemy, they're also on the card. Um, So all the information there is right now. Yeah, like Denzel Bentley is arguably the best name he's beat. You've got Hassan Endam and Jekum, but that was an Asian Hassan Endam and Jekum. Rob Brandt was decent. Rob Brandt weren't bad. But I don't know. They haven't revealed the substance. The substance hasn't been revealed. Probably gonna have to do some digging around to see what he actually got popped for. You know what I mean? They haven't unveiled the substance. Let's see what it says here. No, there's no information on the substance for some reason. Just an analytical finding, adverse analytical finding, according to Mike Coppinger. Nothing more. Let's see. Let's see if we can dig around. That's all I can do. Can't do no more than that. Pet test. Janibek, pet cheat, pet test. All right. Got the Ring Magazine details here. Nothing more. There's everyone's still catching up with it. I think someone in the comment section here said in our stream said he needed Pence to fight a 42-year-old. Is Lara 42? Yeah, 42. Shocking. I mean, he nearly fainted the other day on a weigh-in for one of his defenses, didn't he? Yeah, breaking news. Breaking news, people. I guess it's breaking news. Some people, Mr. T, if it's Osterine again, everybody must be on PEDs at this point, says Philippines 458. Maybe he is. Lennox, what's the substance? Not unveiled yet. Lennox, he says, nah, Janibek needed the PEDs for Lara. Say it ain't so. I had Lara taking him to school in this fight. I never rated Janibek. I thought Lara was going to win as well. I thought Lara was going to win. But if Janibek didn't get popped, he probably would have beat Lara, I'm guessing. Let's see if we can do a little digging. Not much information on it. Got threads here. I mean, in July, he was ordered to provide a medical report in treating his dehydration and hospitalization that triggered the scrapping of a fight he was supposed to have then. So I'm not shocked. It could be a diuretic or something. If these guys are collapsing, canceling fights, trying to make weight, is it any shock they're taking PEDs? What, they're just going to use conventional methods to get weight off, and you're nearly dying on the scale? It's not a shock at all. They said he hired a nutritionist after. Really? And he still didn't move up to 168. Still stayed at 160. Because it's easy to take the PEDs in it rather than do what you're supposed to do. Back in the day, before the influx of PEDs, you know what I mean, infiltrating sports, he would have just moved up. Can't find nothing more on it. I'm looking for a substance. So I'm not going to stay on there forever, just repeating the same information. Mr. T said, probably something to make weight. Maybe so. Ricky says, big yourself up, Beats. Yeah, big yourself up, Ricky. Mr. T, Janibek, Bruce Gas, breaking news. Can't find this anywhere. Well, it's leaking out slowly. Guzzy. Good evening, Guzzy. DLM says, Wagwan Beats. Wagwan, brother, what's up? Yeah, just talking about this guy here, man. It's Janibek. Big up Toby Bartlett. Yeah. I mean, I don't see him doing much at 168. I really don't. I really don't. I remember he used to go back and forth with Golovkin quite a bit. But, I mean, Golovkin had a better career than this guy. Dan Raphael. Interesting. Breaking. He's obtained a copy of the VADA report on Janibek. It was tested positive for the PED meldonium. Meldonium. Is that the stuff that Povetkin was taking? I'm trying to remember. Let me see. Povetkin. Yeah. He was at the center of doping controversies involving the barren substance meldonium in 2016. It canceled the fight for Deontay Wilder, didn't it? So, what else does Dan have to say? All right, we know it's meldonium, and there's a little small print, which probably not much interest to us. It's telling us who the doctors are and the promoters and all that stuff. File report. This letter is to advise you that the A sample, a sample urine specimen collected on Mr. Janibek Alam Kanalai on November the 15th, 2025, in Porter Ranch, California, by VADA program has been analyzed for banned substances. The results of this are follows. Adverse analytical finding, meldonium. Detected, let me widen it up, man. Let me widen it up. Detected at an estimated concentration greater than the minimum reported threshold when adjusted for the sample's specific gravity. Attached to this letter is 1, the doping control form for the specimen 8411683, and 2, the laboratory report for specimen 8411683. Mr. Alam Kanalai has the right to promptly respond within 10 days and request an analysis of the B sample at his expense. Please be aware that VADA does not adjudicate results nor determine whether sanctions are appropriate. As with all results, adverse findings are reported to the relevant commissions and organizations who may take such determinations. Yeah. Do not hesitate to contact me at margaretvada.testing.org if you have any questions or queries or concerns. So now you know. It's meldonium. It's meldonium. All right. So, what are the benefits of meldonium? Why would a boxer take meldonium? Let's have a look. Benefits. A boxer may take meldonium, trade name mildronate, in an attempt to gain a competitive advantage by advancing stamina, endurance, and recovery. It is a prohibited substance in sport because it can improve an athlete's physical capacity and mental function. Meldonium is a medication primarily used to treat heart conditions such as ischemia, reduce blood flow to body tissue. In Eastern European countries, it works by altering the body's metabolism to use glucose for energy, which requires less oxygen than burning fatty acids. All right, that I get well technical. So basically, stamina, endurance, and recovery. Hmm. Good thing he didn't get in the ring with Lara. He could have done the 42-year-old Cuban some damage, innit? He really could have done him some damage. I'm glad he didn't get to fight Terence Crawford either. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hmm. Wow. Increased stamina endurance, improved oxygen flow, and metabolic efficiency can help an athlete last longer during a fight or tough training session. Fast recovery can aid in quicker recovery from intense physical exertion and reduce tissue damage during intense exercise. Enhanced medical focus. Some evidence suggests it may offer cognitive advantages, such as removing external stress and feeling sharper. External stress and feeling sharper. Hmm. Yeah, they're pointing at boxers like Povetkin and Igor Mikhalkin, who have tested positive and face suspensions for meldonium. Hmm. It was added to the list of banned substances in January 2016. Flipping out. Can't barely talk. Need to go eat something. Added They added meldonium to its list of banned substances in January 2016 due to evidence of its use by athletes with the intention of enhancing performance. And concerns about the potential health risks. Several boxers. Yep. Yeah. Well, I've gave you as much information as I can, really. You know what I mean? He's definitely fumbled the bag somewhat. All right. Phil Larkin, what's good? Good evening. Toby Bartlett, crazy. Janibek gonna get more publicity for this than any of his fights. Yeah, that's the sad part, isn't it? Ramon, it is prescribed for heart-related issues such as angina, pectoris, heart failure, and coronary artery disease. Mm-mm. Gil Khan, what's good? Salute, salute. Ronan, it's funny that every time it happens, we hear I'm innocent. I have no idea how it got into my system. No one ever admits it. Why would they? They're trying to cheat. If you're trying to cheat the system, you're unlikely to admit it. You know what I'm saying? Philip Anza. Quite sad though. Not that I wish he didn't get caught, but I thought this was a really good fight on that card. Mr. T. Oof. Fumbled two bags. Yeah, he did. Crawford fight gone, Lara fight gone. Guzzy says someone sounds like someone who cycles on and off. Probably. That's probably the trick, in it? That's probably the trick. You know what I mean? Mr. Ben says Mara Sharapova. Did she take it as well? Maria Sharapova. Mr. T, I ate a tainted honey bun. Janibek, probably. Oh, he released a statement, did he, Ramon? Let's see what the sanctioning bodies does. I mean, let's see if there's any more traction on the story. Just Dan Raphael in the building, really. He's the only one who's really on it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what is that? Any more stories? Right. Well, I'm not even waiting for his statement. A few more notifications. But nothing about that. That's basically it, really. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're gonna get more mileage out of it. Just we'll have to wait and see if they can replace Janibek and get an opponent for Lara. Binuli. They should make Janibek title vacant. Titles, plural. He's got two of them. WBO and IBF. And reschedule Adames versus Lara for the straps. Yes, indeed. Just make that an undisputed strap. Yeah. 4-1. Stripping for the belt. Yeah. Yeah, well, Matthias versus Smith, because the dose that of Osterine they found in Matthias, WADA, say it's a no-go, but the New York State Athletic Commission have a different take on it. Like they're saying it could be, you know what I mean, okay for him to have what he had in him and still fight Dalton Smith 10th of January, which doesn't make no sense at all. Doesn't make no sense. Boxing fan, he says he'll blame it on the horse meat they eat in his country. Okay, so it's wild boar in some countries and it's horse meat in others. It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Pet's just messing up fights, man. Big up, Dodge. Lucas says drug testing is a mess. He says Adames versus Lara makes the most sense. Wow. Well, how long we been on this stream? I just have to give you the breaking news because by the time I have to edit it up and put it out there, it could be tomorrow. So maybe you guys something to check out for now. You know what I'm saying? Virtuoso, he says, holy ish. Yeah. Is anyone really shocked though? Did anyone like let's be frank and honest? This thing is over there. You know what I mean? I don't know about this guy, man. I don't know about Janibek. I know I was never on the hype train. I was never on the hype train with Janibek. Never. For whatever reason, I was never on the hype train. Virtuoso, he says, not shocked, but frustrated. Yeah. Adames and Lara have the same trainer, if I recall, Ismail Salas. Okay. Toby Bartlett said, no, not shocked at all. He's just always been a suspect character, like you know what I mean? But we can't really, what I mean, like just put him out there because, like everyone's saying, that there's a whole load of athletes. Yeah, I'm seeing a whole load of athletes who are juicing, but we ain't got a clue, and they're getting accolades and props. They're successful, making money. But he's just happened to got, he just got his comeuppance and got caught. Got to be more careful, innit? Got to be more careful. You're coming off that cycle, innit? You got to time it to perfection. Yeah, is what it is. Yeah, Usyk is getting a lot of stick. Getting a lot of stick for stating that he wants to fight Deontay Wilder. He's getting more stick than any other time in his career. You know what I mean? Robin Smith, cricketer, dies, 62. I probably know him. I don't know. Yep. There you go, people. There's the information. Janibek has been popped for